What's up everyone, it's Chachi Power here with another Rocket Punch Army review of an EX Gokin from Future Models. Yeah! Alrighty, so this is JUOHMARU from Plawres 3四郎. Or in an English accent you would say Plawres 3四郎. Now the Plawres is actually plastic model wrestler squished into a smaller word, Plawres. And 3四郎is the name of the modeler who built this custom-made plastic model wrestler. Now Plawres 3四郎was a manga in Japan, and it was eventually turned into an anime, which I did happen to watch a few of the episodes, and it was strangely interesting. And now it has been turned into an EX Gokin figure. This is the second release of this. This is a reissue, but it has more panel lines than the original. There doesn't seem to be a lot of reviews for this guy, but I hope to make this the most comprehensive review for this guy so far. The first thing we're going to do is obviously get this bag off because it's annoying. Alright, so Future is obviously going for the whole high-end look with this because this is part of the EX Gokin line, which is their most high-end Gokin line. Okay? Alright, so it's a nice glossy box. It's got a nice slip cover, which I'm about to remove now, so we can check the rest of the box out. Now when we finally do get the slip cover off, you'll see it's a beautiful, beautiful, glossy, hard cardboard box here. Proudly displaying JUOHMARU here in his poses. Alright, and he's got his WPWA belt and JPWA belt. Now what we're going to do is remove this box. Ooh, the box farted. It's a very high-end box, very nice, very thick. It's even got these pieces of cardboard that go over the styrofoam. Let's remove that, and you are greeted with a instruction sheet, which is black and white with a plastic slip cover, just to make it that much nicer. Alright, now, oh, it smells like the old Nintendos. The very first Nintendo that came out, when you open the box, it smells just like it because it's full of styrofoam. Alright, so here he is laid out, beautifully laid out. This is typical of the EX Gokin line. You get these padded styrofoam pieces which protect the figure during shipping, which is a big must when it comes to heavy figures. Now you see you got all the accessories laid out, the hands in the corner, the backpack here, the belts, and the figure of course in the middle. Now the set also includes a stand, which I'm very highly against when it comes to displaying unless you have nothing else to display. I think the figure stands perfectly well, but it does come with this gigantic round stand, alright, and this little metal rod here with a little adjuster piece. Now since I won't be using the stand, this gives you an idea of how big the stand is compared to him. So he does have a lot of area to stand. Now the stand is adjustable. It does have this slot here so that this back piece can move back and forth, giving you a wide range of movement. And this actual stand screws into the back of the figure, which I'm not too big on that, which is even more of a reason for me not to use a stand. Now we'll take a look at the instructions. You'll see it does require this little piece here with the little screw, although it doesn't look like it has threads, but that might just be part of the illustration not to show threads. If it just tabs right in, that's fine, but still not a thing for me. So you grab this piece of the stand, push a screw through that little piece right into the hole back there, and it gives you the movement needed. Right, and you'll see what I meant by the slot moving back and forth. So if you guys are fans of stands, it is included. So what I'm going to do now is take them out of the bags so we can continue the review. Alright, let's reveal this here. Now, hopefully this doesn't have any QC issues like every other Future Gokin I've ever gotten in my life. So let's check it out. Let's get rid of all this crap that came out with them. Wow, it's actually a very stunning piece. I didn't even realize it was going to be like a matte finish. It's definitely a beautiful matte finish. You'll notice the screw hole covers are plugged in, which is nice. Wow, just actually really nice, really hefty. Alright, so I've given him a close examination to check for any weird paint, any kind of like brush marks or anything. I didn't find any. This is the first Future Gokin I have without mess-ups. However, there's just one teeny little thing. Of all the places it could have a little black dot on the white paint, it has to be on his nose. Check that out, little black dot. Other than that, beautiful. Let's go ahead and take a nice close-up look from the top down so you guys can see all the little tampo printing and all the little paint details. Look at that, control unit, pilot lamp, really cool. Now this is, you can see the panel lines. This is something they didn't do in the original release. This is the repainted one. So it does have panel lines that you did not see in the older one, which is why I'm glad I held out for this one, because this one looks cooler in my opinion. And we'll just head down towards the feet here, and look at that. Beautiful panel lines, by the way, beautiful. One little neat feature that I did like on this guy is the fact that he has like a computerized crotch. You'll see that's got a little clear window with all the circuitry underneath. Gives it a nice depth right there. And Future could have easily just painted those details on, but they went ahead and put a nice little clear window over his robotic peepee. I think the really neat thing about this is not only the fact that it's a big Gokin, but the fact that it's done in 1:1 scale. So this is exactly what this would look like in real life, you know, which would be pretty awesome to be able to have a little robotic figure that fights other robot wrestlers. Now, speaking of scale, how does he scale up to other popular robots? Here is a MP10. So you see they're pretty much the same size. Uh-oh, I feel a wrestling match coming on. Alright, you two, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now how about we start off with articulation, alright? So we're going to start off with the head. Always start off at the top, so you can look around. His head can move side to side. Then you also have the neck that moves back and forth. You do have the shoulders here, and also the inner shoulder moves up and down, as does this piece here, alright? You do have a rotating upper bicep, which is ratcheted actually. See that? That's excellent. You got the elbow. Nice and firm elbow. And then you have the hands on the wrist here. You do have the upper body that moves back and forth on the waist here. Then you have the inner hips here, like that. And you also have the thigh that rotates here. And you have the knees. Very great ratchets going on right there. Listen to that. And then you have the feet here, the ankle, right? You see they have a great range of movement. And then you also have a ratcheted toe. You get a couple ratchets there. So overall, nice. One of the cool things about his articulation, not only does he have a lot of points of articulation, but is the fact that you can get this guy to do a crazy kick. Look how far these legs split out. So you can do a big, gigantic kick. Now what we'll do is check out his alternate hands. He's got two of these open fingered hands. They're not articulated or anything, which is why it comes with a spare hand. So all you do is pop this off. Oh, there you go. And then pop the new one on. Or not. It turns out the hole on this is teeny. How am I supposed to get that big ball into this little hole? I don't know if you guys can see how much bigger that ball joint is in this little hole. Now if we compare it to the hole here, yeah, that one's bigger. But somehow they want you to get this hand on there. I'm not going to force it because the temperature's cold in here and the PVC is rock hard. So just pretend I was able to do it, and that's what it looks like. And hopefully one day I will be able to squeeze that hand on when it's a little bit warmer, or I draw the hole. And I apologize for not being able to show you guys that. I know I got you all excited over, you know, swapping hands. But what we're going to do is move on to the other pieces of accessory. He's got this backpack here, which is nicely painted, very simple. Panel lines are nice and sharp, which I'm happy about. So we're going to go ahead and attach that. And he's got these little booster pieces here, these little panels. He's got two of those. Alright, so we'll go ahead and attach those. What you do is want to spin them around. Now in the back he's got this little slot here, and he's got a little space right there. That space is for the hook of this piece, and then the slot would be for that part. So you hook this on first, like that, and then you tab the slot back there. And now he's got a wing pack. And what's cool is that these little fins do move. Then we go down to the bottom here and attach these pieces. They just simply friction fit on, just like that. Now this is not necessarily how I would display it, but some of you guys might like to have that put on. And the only other accessories he has are two wrestling belts. Now JUOHMARU does come with a couple of belts. This very first one here is the JPWA Japan Plawres Championship Belt. And as you can see, it has some rather nice detail, very nicely painted, and it's of a soft rubber material, and it's got this little nub over here which the hole attaches to when you put it around his waist. Now you don't have to worry about that nub ripping off too easily because it is separate from the belt, as you can see there, and made out of hard plastic. And to attach the belt, obviously it goes around his waist, right? And then you just want to hook this little nubby nub to the back, Get it right in that hole. And this is what he looks like with his belt on. Alright, so he's got another belt that I want you guys to check out. And the other belt here is the WPWA Championship Belt, which also has rather nice detail. You'll see it's got some nice little red jewels with some gold pieces. Very nicely painted. Again, made out of the same soft rubber material. And this is what he looks like with his WPWA belt on. Now there really isn't much more to say about this guy. We already checked out all his accessories, his little hands and whatnot, and checked out the little details. The only thing left, I think, right now is to check out his diecast. Who wants to do that? Alright, let's go. So you see, it does have a fair amount of metal, which is not surprising, seeing as this is an EX Gokin model. Now, if you guys are interested in getting this, I don't know how lucky you can get in getting this at a pre-order price anymore. This was at 15,000 yen, which is about $1 million. Alright, I'm sure the prices have skyrocketed. The first release of this guy skyrocketed and didn't sell anymore. Now they did the repaint with the panel lines. I think it's sold out pretty much everywhere except the places that charge a ridiculous amount. But you're looking at really, realistically, when this came out, it's about 200 bucks, and I'm sure it's a lot more. But, you know, cool figure nonetheless. Future has redeemed themselves this time. I did not have any mess ups with this, so I'm very happy. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I will be more than happy to answer them. Until next time, guys, bye-bye.